Good afternoon, Flosstube. My name is Mandy. Welcome to my channel, all about cross stitch. If you are new here, thank you so much for pressing play and stick around. I hope you like what you see. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for your continued support of my channel. So amazing news, I think. I am really close to hitting 700 subscribers. I know, the subscriber numbers really isn't like, the end all be all. I'm not trying to build my channel to be, some 60,000 follower thing. It's not getting there. And I know that, and I realize that, and I don't need it to be. I like the size of my channel at the moment. But the fact that I'm like, I don't know, 5 or 6 subscribers away from hitting 700, it's amazing. I never thought that I would get to such a number. So if you are new here, just so much appreciate you guys coming and, hanging out and checking me out and sticking around a little bit. Because my numbers have jumped up quite a bit, I thought maybe I would give a little bit of my background, give a little refresher of who I am, because it's been a really long time since I've mentioned anything about that. So my name is Mandy. I am a cross stitcher. I live in Michigan. I have lived in Michigan nearly my entire life since I was like 3 years old. And I was born in Florida. I don't claim that state. No way. Besides the fact that I was born there, I don't remember a single thing about it. The only reason why I know that that took place is because I've got the birth certificate to say so. And, I think I've got like a couple of pictures from going to Disney when, I was under 3 years old. I'm sitting in a stroller. I think Minnie is beside me. I haven't even seen the picture in years. I couldn't even tell you if that was the right character that's in the picture. I don't know. At heart, I'm a Michigander though. I love this state. It's got its, ups and downs, that's for sure. The weather is insane. It's certainly got a mind of its own, but I'm happy here. And yeah, so I don't know where I was gonna go. I don't know what I was gonna say. I have a black cat. Her name is Stitches. You may or may not see her today. She often makes an appearance, and I know so many people love seeing her. She's crashed out on my bed at the moment, so who knows if she'll actually come out and say hi. A lot of the times she loves running up and down the back of the couch, so you may actually get a glimpse of her. I know one of my very early videos, and I'm sure it's happened more than once, but I can think of one specific that she decided that was where she wanted to start chasing her tail. So she completely stole the show. It was hilarious. So I began stitching when, still talking about a little bit of background a little bit. I began stitching when I was a kid. I probably wasn't even a teenager yet when my mom taught me and my sister how to stitch. Life gets in the way, as it does. Sports and school and then college and all that good stuff. It didn't really stick all that much, but definitely the skills were still there. I remember randomly at one point starting a dimensions kit. Never did finish it. And then 2010, I stitched a gift for my sister and her new husband when they got married. And so then it was like spring of 2011, on a random Saturday, I decided that there was a stitching store in town called A Stitch in Time. It's still there, Saginaw, Michigan. That I decided I wanted to go check out the store and see if I can find a project. Just completely random, out of the blue on a Saturday. Hey, I want to get back into stitching again. Yeah, the bug bit and it hasn't let go, and I'm not mad about it. I love this craft. So funny story, when I decided to go into that store. Now it's possible that they're carrying more current stuff, but specifically at the time, I just remember walking them through the store. Lots of 90s geese, teddy bears, that kind of stuff. There was not a whole lot in that store that yelled out my name that you gotta stitch this, The only piece, the only pattern in that store at the time, remember this was 2011, that I found that I wanted to stitch Lady of the Flag, Mirabilia. Everyone's, you know, favorite, of course. I have finished stitching her. I'm not happy with my finish, so I don't know that she'll ever see a framer. The pattern is not an ability to share, so I do greatly apologize for that. I've been asked about that before. Some people have found it in my feed or whatever, you know, my Instagram, and have asked. Unfortunately, that was at a time that I did not realize, you know, obviously 2011, it was readily available. It was not out of print as it is now. I didn't know any better. I just started highlighting, pencil marks like galore all over the original pattern. It's been folded and refolded and unfolded so many times that there's holes, you know, at the folding points. So I hate to say it, but yeah, it's a sad pattern now. But yeah, that was my jumping back into cross stitch. And before I ever decided to finish that, I ended up finding full coverage stitching, and that's where my heart lies. I've got 2 full coverage pieces to share today, and that's been my obsession. Yes, I do stitch other stuff, but full coverage definitely has my heart and is kind of where much of my stitching is at. If you're new here and you haven't really seen a whole lot of my stitching, I would invite you to go check out my my Instagram, StitchingBee82. I share all kinds of stuff there. You can definitely see some what I think of as beautiful pieces that I've completed, other full coverage pieces, as well as, you know, just other random stuff that I've stitched. Lots of different designers. I definitely have a different taste in my stitching compared to a lot of people. I know there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like my stitching is just different from, you know, some of the traditional. I'm not one to stitch samplers. I'm, you know, obviously never say never, but I'm not gonna be one to stitch the prim, the samplers, I can't even think of any designers at the moment that, while there's a lot of beautiful patterns out there, it's not what I'm drawn to. Heaven and Earth is definitely where my heart lies. I do have a Pain-Free Craft full coverage, but and then I've got all kinds of other stuff. Michelle Bendy Stitches, Bendy Stitchy is her design company name. Lindy Stitches, Quirky Quakers from Deanna at Darling and Whimsy. I've got one of those to share today. I love, love, love the Cottage Garden series, like the birds that were out a few years ago. Last year's Year in the Woods series, loved those. So Imaginating, if it's published by Imaginating, I most likely love it. That's a big design. I don't want to say designer because there's lots of different designers under there, but publishing house, I guess. But yeah, I have a wide variety in terms of different from what a lot of other people stitch, which is cool. So I like to think that you'll see some different stuff here. But yeah, so I have been, like I said, I started picking up in 2011. I haven't stopped stitching since. It's definitely become my obsession. Many days will I not end the day without, you know, getting some kind of needle and thread together. The other day, I was happy that I actually took the time to be able to get some stitching done on my lunch break because the evening was full and I didn't get any stitching done, but I work from home. So, in fact, like right now, I'm filming on my lunch break. And so I've been using that time a lot to do some kind of crafting. This piece right here is a diamond painting. It is from Diamond Art Club. It is called The Midnight Cat. It is so sparkly and it is so pretty. There's a patio door right here, and so it faces west, and so most afternoons when it's sunny, that thing is surely sparkly. So yeah, I guess I don't know what else I can share at the moment in terms of, you know, kind of who I am or what I stitch. So I hope you enjoy what you see and that you stick around. Again, I appreciate those of you who have taken the time to, you know, hit subscribe and keep coming back each week, or, you know, whatever fits your schedule. Greatly appreciate all of the support I get all the way So it has been 3 weeks since I last shared my stitching. I've been trying to get really good about being on at least a every 2-week schedule. Last Wednesday, like I've been filming on Wednesdays, so last Wednesday was my sister's birthday. I actually took the day off work. We spent the entire day together. It was a great day, so much fun. Yesterday I didn't feel like filming, so today I'm like, well, you know, hair's looking pretty good. I need a haircut so bad. Yes, this is the reason why I did not film, is because my hair looked horrible yesterday. So I decided, might as well go ahead and get a video film today, because if I don't do it today, I'm not exactly sure when I'll film again. So we'll go ahead and post a random Thursday episode to watch. So, alrighty. So, first thing I'm going to share is a start and a finish. I just made reference that I had one to share. I stitched a Quirky Quaker. In the month of March, there's been a lot of people working on Quirky Quakers. Again, these are from Deanna at Darling and Whimsy Designs. You can find her on Etsy. I think she's got her own website and everything too. So the month of March, there's a handful of people that have birthdays. So Michelle Bendy, Erin Two Martini Stitchers, Steph at Kate's Craft. And so they created a hashtag Quirky Quaker birthday sale. Maybe it's B-Day sale. I don't remember. Could be both. And so I didn't necessarily stitch this on any particular birthday, but I think I needed one of my stitches. I needed a little, I just needed to work on something small, mix it up a little bit, so I decided to pull one out. I do have a Tiny Decisions wheel on my phone that with all of these that I own on there. I'm realizing that I've got some shopping that I need to do. There are a lot of released of the Quirky Quakers out that I do not have in my possession, so I'm gonna have to make that right one of these days. It's gonna be a slow progression because there's a lot of patterns out there that I don't have, but I love them. So this is Lovebirds, and it's so cute. So I've stitched this on 2 different, I started it on a Thursday, finished it on a Friday type of thing. Usually they stitch up in one day. I don't remember why I didn't finish it on the same day, but that's where we're at. So I stitched this with a color in cotton in Boysenberry. And it is just this really pretty, very pretty purple. I love the Quirky Quakers because they are great for just being able to grab random colors to do them. So I didn't mix it up or anything. I don't even remember what colors it's charted in, but I just decided to pick out the one color, and there we go. So I have been stitching them all on one piece of material. So as you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 6 of them done. So it's a little bit bigger piece. I have a little stitching journal that I've got a couple on a page, and so ultimately I guess I was deciding to put these into a journal, but I have been putting them all on one piece of material, so it's possible that I could just end up, you know, slapping it in a frame and calling it done when I get it filled up. Who knows? We'll see when it comes time. It's just a random piece of blue Aida that I got at a stitching shop in Bay City, I think it was. So I don't know a name. It's really thick though. So that we've got the penguin, Yeti, right? Yeti's the snowman. The owl, a seahorse, and a unicorn. If you're curious on any kind of colors that I used, you can definitely check these out on my Instagram. I know I posted this one at least a year ago. So if you want to scroll back, I want to say that was a Silks for You in a rainbow. But yeah, like I said, it's just really fun ones that I think this one may actually be called for colors, but otherwise, like, they're just completely random threads. And that's the great thing about these. This one, the white is actually stitched in a toile. I don't know that you're actually going to be able to see that it's sparkly, but he is. So that was fun to start and finish. On March 9th, I had been itching to get this next piece started. I finally got it started, stitched on it 2 days, and went back to something else. You'll see why. I've been completely obsessed with another project. If you've been here, you know which one I'm talking about. But as I mentioned in the intro, that I've got a black cat named Stitches, and March 9th was our adoptiversary of the date that I brought her home. And so I had recently found this Heaven and Earth design and knew that I needed to stitch it. And so I had gathered the material and all of the flosses, and so I eagerly awaited for March 9th. I was so ready on the 8th, the day before. I'm like, I just want to get it started. Why don't I just start it now? Well, it was a perfect day to just celebrate, so I did wait. But this is, you can see all of the messy behind me. This is mini version of A Brush with Magic. Artwork is by Lisa Parker, art charted by Heaven and Earth. And that looks so much like my cat. I love her to pieces. So exciting news in the cat world over here. We got a new cat tower. And so she helped me put it together. So there's my cat Stitches. There's a better picture. You can see her face. I love this little girl. She cracks me up. So yes, we got a fancy new tower right in front of the patio door. She loves it. She spends most of her time there. Of course, well, I shouldn't say most. She spends a lot of time there. So that's been fun. She wore her last tower out and she needed a new one. So this is not going to look like much. I don't even remember now how many stitches this is. A few hundred, 400 maybe. So it is just the top left corner. Right now it looks like it's all black, but it was, there is 310, and then there's like that really dark, what is it, 939. I think there's 3371. There's a brown in there. So it's like 3 or 4 colors, but it looks like it's black. We're getting there though. I do all of my full cross stitching on 16 count white Aida, 2 strands, full cross. Like I said, this is the mini version, and it's not gonna fill up this whole thing. I didn't cut it down, but it's gonna be like, so there's a huge margin on the bottom of this. It was just easier to buy the piece that fit the best from 1, 2, 3 stitch, and I haven't cut it down. So, but it's not going to be giant. It's not going to be as massive as my Together We Stand, my giant eagles that I stitched. But I love it, and I can't wait to stitch on it more. I'll be getting back to that again soon. But for now, that's 2, maybe 3 days worth. So the next whip to share, ink circles, petal pusher. This is considered a roll your own. So you've got, it's charted in 4 different colorways. But basically what it is that there's different groups of symbols that use, I share this every time, but if you're new and haven't seen, you select, what is it, 12 different colors, a light, medium, and a dark of like 3 different, I guess it's 4 different colorways, or, you know, shades of colors, and then a really dark color. So this is going to look similar-ish. I say similar-ish because that pink is already starting to get in there. But I didn't really follow this. I literally just went to Michael's and I looked through their, you know, all of the different DMC, and I like this color, and then, you know, found the light, medium, dark of the different colorways. And then, so the darkest color, so like the outline is 939. Yes, 939. So I didn't want to go with just straight up black, but definitely needed something dark, so I went with the 939. And then I just picked out 3 shades of purple, 3 shades of blue, pink, and green. And I think they're working really well together. This is stitched on a piece of 14 count Fangirl Fibers Ada in the color Creepy Land. I am stitching this with 3 other people. Michelle Garrett is hosting, it was posted on her Patreon, a round robin. So the first most magnificent ink circles round robin. Something really long to that name. I love it. So basically her idea was she loves ink circles, she loves the mandalas, but she doesn't want to have to stitch something, you know, the same thing repeated 4 different times. And so she put us together in groups. And so we've each chosen a different pattern. And so I'm stitching 1/4, and then I'm going to ship it on. It'll eventually hit 3 different people's stitching, and so they'll finish the different ones. I don't remember the 3 other ones that we're going to be doing. I know After the Roses is one. Wings and Bats or something. It's a Halloween one. I don't remember what the other ones are. There's one other one. I've seen them all. I'm the last person in my group to finish my portion. We'll get it done, hopefully this week. I'm finished with all of the outlining, and so basically I'm just doing a fill-in portion, and so we're getting there. I've been using my lunch break most days to, well, I shouldn't say most days because, let's see, today's Thursday. Was it Monday and Tuesday I sat on my lunch and actually stitched? Yeah, because yesterday I did not. I'm trying to use this for some lunchtime stitching. I get an hour break, so lunch. And so it's some good stitching time to put on an audiobook or something and stitch away. That is my ink circles. I know the other ones are ready to get theirs shipped out, so hopefully in the next week maybe. I've got to have it ready to ship out by the end of March, so that's next week. Sure is. Like it just kind of hit me. Okay, so the reason of my obsession that I mentioned, that it seems like I keep going back to one piece, this is it. It's amazing that I actually had 2 other projects to share today. Well, technically 3, I guess, start and finish. Is because I just keep going back to this. I was looking through my planner of what I've noted down of when I've stitched on when, and this piece has been it. And at the rate that I'm going, so I am now down to, I have 86 and some change % complete. I am definitely below 12,000 stitches at this point. Could even be below 11,000, but I'm right around 11,000 stitches remaining to finish this piece. At the rate that I've been going, because this has been my focus piece since January, I'm looking at April, May, June-ish. If I hit June, I think that'd be a surprise. Especially because, like, I've already stitched 8,000, no. Yes. No, I've finished 7,000, my planner's over here. I've finished 7,000 stitches this month. At the rate that I'm going, I'll probably end up hitting 8. So that would leave me with April and May at the rate that I've been going. So I would say probably at this point, easily May, because I don't see me putting it down anytime soon. I'm to the point where every time I stitch on it, I'm looking to see, can I finish more colors? You know, can I zero something out? So why don't I just show what I'm working on? If you haven't seen before, because this has been my obsession all year, so if you've been here before, you've seen it. Mini Stitching Moon, artwork by Amy Stewart, charted by Hayde. Huge milestone happened since my last video. See that large patch of white? Her skirt or whatever that's flown around? It's done. The entire piece had like over 7,000 stitches of white. They're done. I zeroed it out. I posted a picture on my Instagram, just kind of a zoomed in page of where I was working at. And then I included a picture of my pattern keeper showing the 3865, showing new 0. So excited. I got to the point when I started working on this last time. Well, let me just put that down before I drop it. You see, that is all filled in with white. I'm not going to take the Q-snap off, but it comes down over here just a little bit and then down into here. 3865 is done. The corner, bottom left corner is right there. So now I'm filling in. So I have a problem with getting line indicators when I work on pieces when I stick on just a page. My Heaven and Earth Eagles have it. I've got a fractal on my wall above me, above my camera, that there's a huge, and it happens to be in the white, that you can see this line indicator. Because especially when I worked on that fractal or my Eagles, I was working with paper patterns, and so I stuck to the pages. And the way my tension could be, I've got this clear line where you can tell where that, the way that I stitched it. So I did not want to get into this. In fact, you can see one slightly in the blue. Probably not gonna be able to see it now, but up in here, I'm not gonna hold it up so that there's line indicators. And so because I'm now using Pattern Keeper, you can actually turn that page indicator off if you want. I just started stitching white and I didn't stop until I got it all done. I had the Q-snap moved so that I literally was working across 4, maybe even 5 pages at one point, just because of the way that I was going. I was stitching horizontal, you know, across the entire white. I was able to get it set in my Q-snap just so that I didn't have to do a whole lot of moving around, and I went to town with that white and I got it done. It looks so good. Just like looking back in here, just seeing that horizon line is looking so good. So this right here, like, I don't even know where page breaks are at anymore. I know that I've got 6 pages worth of the actual pattern left to stitch on. I think only the lower, the last 2 pages don't have any stitching on them yet because I haven't, you know, stitched into that area. But I know this is definitely across multiple pages. I think the page break is somewhere around here now that I think about it. But literally the best thing about Pattern Keeper is I pick a symbol and I stitch as far as I can go with it. If it's in my Q-snap, I tend to not, you know, if I'm gonna have stitching over here, one color, I'm not gonna stop what I'm stitching on to move my Q-snap to get over here. So if it fits right here, we're sticking with it. It definitely had to take moving the white around a little bit in different areas so that I can get it done, because I did not want to get those page breaks again. But yeah, this is exciting to see how close I'm getting to be done with this. And like I said, that was a huge milestone to get that portion finished up. So yeah, we're definitely looking at seeing a finish here soon. And I can't put this piece down. It's all I've been wanting to stitch on lately. I've got other pieces that are calling, you know, I don't even want to say that they're calling to me. I've got other pieces that I know I want to stitch on at some point, but I keep going back to that piece, and I am going to ride that as long as I can, as long as I don't get sick of it. Because I think that's what happened. I've mentioned this before. I let that piece sit for all of 2022, never saw the light of day. Now here it is. I picked it back up again. I want to say pretty much picked it back right up on January 1st of this year and barely have put it down. It helps that there's some Facebook challenge groups that have helped surge me on with it. There's Semi-Saiyan Stitchers. I think they're still open that you can join. They've got a focus challenge. So every month, pick a piece and make it your focus. They do give away, you know, prize drawings and whatnot. And so with every 1,000 stitches you stitch, you post a picture. And so most months I've been getting, I think the lowest month I think I got maybe 6,000. The highest I'm hitting is almost 8, you know, probably almost 8,000. So I've gotten so much stitching done on that piece this year, probably as a result of that, being in that challenge. It's keeping me motivated. And then, like I said, the biggest, or one of the most exciting parts is that I've been able to zero out a bunch of colors. We're gonna see if I can hold this up without dropping it. So my floss box. So all of these colors in this row right here are done. I will not need these anymore on this pattern. So anytime I'm picking out, and obviously I still got quite a lot to go in the 11,000 stitches that remain, but it's been really exciting to see being able to, those kind of get some zeros on those. And so it's a little slower going at the moment because a lot of those colors stretch across, you know, the entire bottom portion of it. And so I'm not fully able to, like this bottom left corner over here, well, I guess over here, I was really able to get quite a few. So I haven't seen any in a little while, but because that corner is a little darker than I think some of the rest of it. But yeah, so that's pretty much been my focus. It's going to remain my focus. I don't want to get sick of it, but I'm definitely seeing that I'm at the stage where I'm excited to be getting that close to the finish, that I don't see me really putting it down to, you know, as a major, you know, stopping point. So I know I'll get some good entries, I guess, into the semi-sand when I finish that piece. So whatever month I get that finished. And so that'll be pretty cool to, and then I'll be able to pick up a new project. I haven't decided at this point if I'm just going to pick another focus project. It's been great having these full coverage pieces as that focus. It doesn't have to be a full coverage, but it's been the best way for me to be able to see so much progress. So I'm not sure at this point if I'm just going to end up picking one of the other 6 projects as a focus, or if I'll pick up another random project that's not necessarily considered full coverage. I don't know, we'll see. So plans is to keep stitching on Stitching Moon. That's really all I can focus at this point. I do have the big plan. I need to get this thing finished so I can get it shipped out. Because we were talking the other day in a Instagram group chat with for my round robin. So my group, I'm the one that has the most dense of a project. There's others that got it done super fast. That's those are gonna go really easy. So it's like I almost feel bad that I picked one that's got so many stitches. But we've also got 3 months to stitch each portion before we have to move on. So hopefully there's plenty of time for them to stitch it. So it's gonna be really exciting to have them stitch on it, and when it'll eventually gets back to me. I think the last ship date is the end of the year, so it'll probably be back in my hands January, I guess. That it'll be exciting to get it back and it'll be a completed finish. So one of the people in the group had an idea of picking a portion on their pattern to basically be our signature. And so their idea was to, you know, pick your favorite floss color to fill in, and there's a particular motif or something on their design that kind of will be our signature portion of it. And so I loved that idea, and so I'm having them do that on my own. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be this inner portion that I don't have stitched, not in the pink, but right here in this one, that I'm just going to go through my floss boxes of the like overdyed flosses, I think, and just pick out one of my favorite colors that's going to be my fill-in, and then they'll be able to do the same. So like I said, it's going to look somewhat like this with some great personalizations. So I have no haul. I know I've got one more fabric of the month coming. I'm probably going to end up canceling that for a while, at least, hopefully temporarily. I've got a lot of I've got a lot of fabric, so I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I gotta make a little bit of smarter choices when it comes to you know, stitch on what I already have. I definitely have quite a collection that I don't need to be spending all kinds of money on stuff. I got my eye on 1 or 2 patterns from Market, but the Market, you know, Nashville Needlework Market is always such a huge time that most years I've really gone and shopped and gotten all kinds of stuff. I know I've got a bunch of patterns from Market a year ago, maybe even 2 years ago. Expo that's done in the fall. Have I stitched those patterns that I was so excited about? No. So I decided to hold off on buying anything from there at the moment. There was nothing that was exclusive that I absolutely had to get my hands on. So everything else should be in designers, you know, abilities to be able to buy when I'm ready. So we're not shopping for any of that right at the moment. I am looking at 2 more full coverages that I kind of would like to start this year, one of which I already have the floss for. So I need 2 big pieces of Ada yet. So that'll probably be the next kind of spending that I get. I can get the pieces that I need for like, I don't know, $18 or something like that, I think. Shipped from 123 Stitch. So I'll probably be buying those soon because there's a couple that I'm really wanting to start. But we'll do when I can. Obviously, I've got plenty to keep me busy. So that's really all I have left to share. This is actually a little longer than I even expected. I've rambled a little more than I guess I normally do. Plus, I wanted to give a little bit of background of who I am. If you're hearing a ringing, my work phone is ringing at the moment. I'm on lunch though, so they can leave me a voicemail and I will call them back in 15 minutes. So yeah, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're getting lots of stitching in. I would love to hear what you're stitching on. Yeah. If you are curious about seeing any of my stitching that I, you know, have, I guess, what I've shared in the past, feel free to check me out on Instagram, StitchingBee82. You can see all the fun cats. Not cat, multiple cats, but one cat, the silly cat that I have. I share things with her a lot of the times. Lately I've been playing a bunch of pinball, it seems. So I've shared some fun scores there. One other thing that I did this past weekend was my sister hosted a pinball tournament at their house. Her and her husband have 15 pinball machines now, I think. I don't remember, I've lost count. So there was a tournament that they hosted at their house. It was so much fun. Cracked up laughing. They've got a really great group of friends that they've met recently in the last few years. So that was a lot of fun. So yeah, because I've got a highlight on my page that you know, there's just been some fun scores that I've wanted to take. So you may see some stories of pinball scores that it's just me being silly and being excited about different scores. I'm not the best. I would like to think that I'm getting better at things, but I've been having fun with it. So I think that's about it. I'm gonna stop rambling here now because I've shared everything that's been going on in the past 3 weeks. I've been stitching, I've been working, I've been pinballing. Not a whole lot from that. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go ahead and end it here. I hope you are doing well. Keep stitching, stitch on what brings you joy, and we'll see you again hopefully in the next couple of weeks, but you know, hopefully it's not gonna be another 3 weeks, but we'll see. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.